Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to learn EVS subject. Students, do you remember what we learned? How food is very important in our life. And then we have discussed about diet, food, balanced diet. So today we are going to learn about food. So now, children, first tell me, I would like to ask you one question. Where do we cook food? Tell me now. In everybody's house, there is one room. You know, your mom every day in morning evening she goes there and she cook. So what is the name of that room? Now tell me fast. Yes, you guess correct. Today we are going inside the kitchen. Our new topic is lesson number 14, inside the kitchen. Okay, now children, you can see there are so many things we keep in kitchen, like gas, then crockery, fridge. Okay, so students, now I'm going to share one more screen. Now look at this picture. Children, you can see that there are many methods of cooking. You can see boiling, then roasting, steaming, and frying. Now, children, boiling means what? You know, we boil water, then we boil eggs. There are so many things. There are so many, vegetables we boil and eat. Then roasting. Now you must have remember that sandwich. Whenever you go to eat sandwich, you always eat that roasted sandwich. Then papad, paratha, then steaming. Now look at this picture. Now steaming means what? Do you remember that momos, modak? Okay, these are the foods we always steam and eat. And the frying, that everybody's favorite. I know that pakoras, samosas, bhajiya. These all are frying items we always love to eat. So these are the methods of cooking. These are the methods of cooking. Students, cooking is the process of preparation food by applying heat. See children, if you'll observe for boiling, roasting and steaming and frying, for all methods, you will not give a proper heat to the food, then food will not cook. You cannot eat the proper food, then food will be uncooked. So heat is very important for everything. Cooking makes the food soft. Yes, that heat na that heat that cooking makes it easy to digest. Children, if you will not cook the food properly and if you'll eat like that only, then you will have a lot of digestion problem. You cannot digest the food properly. That is why we need to cook the food properly. And the boiling, roasting, steaming and frying, these are the methods of cooking. These are the methods of cooking. Now let's learn a new terms. A combustible substance. Now what is the mean of combustible substance? A substance that can burn is called a combustible substance. Now like a camphor, cloth, wood, these are the things children you can easily burn. Hmm? And hence it is a combustible substance. That water, children, if you put a water on a heat, water cannot be burned. That does not burn, so it is not a combustible substance. So cloth, wood, whatever you will, heat, you will give a heat, you will cook, so that will start to burn. Children, have you ever done, that have you ever tried that wood, that earthen stove? You must have seen at villages, so we that for the earthen stove, that wood is required, and if we'll put inside that stove, so that will start to burn, and the color also get changed. So that is a combustible substance. What is a fuel? Fuel means what? Now look at this picture. That can be used conveniently for obtaining heat. It's called a fuel. It's called a fuel. And cooking gas, kerosene, coal, all are example of fuel. However, all combustible substances are not used as a fuel. Only those which burn easily and give plenty of heat on burning are called a fuels. Now you can see in the picture that cooking gas, kerosene, coal. This is what you always see in your kitchen, na? No, kerosene is always used by the people. Now you must have seen that so many, that street food, they always use small cooking gas, or they use a kerosene for cooking their food. Nowadays, many people prefer to use cooking gas. It lights quickly. It does not give out any smoke, and cooking on gas also saves time. Children, if you will see the earthen stove, it takes a lot of time, and that smoke which comes from the that earthen stove, that's not good for a health. And the cooking on gas saves your time. Now from this picture we are going to learn different types of cooking devices. Now children, we all live in Mumbai, so mostly we use, you know LPG gas only. Nowadays, so many people, they are also using a pipeline, gas pipeline. So look at the first, LPG gas. Students, all methods of cooking need heat. So every kitchen, this has to be, some instrument which can give heat for cooking. Now look at the first one, gas stove. Hmm? In many houses there are, uh, gas stove you will find for cooking. uh, we burn in the gas stove, we burn LPG. When the gas, when the that LPG gas stove is very important, and that saves the time. Nowadays, that is a common thing in every kitchen, and that's really saves the time. Inside the gas, what is the LPG? LPG, in the gas stove we burn LPG. That's you have to remember. Children, where do you find this LPG? Nowadays there are so many, agencies are there from where you can book your gas. Now look at the second one, induction stove. Induction stove means what, children? These days, people have started to use so many varieties of stoves, induction stoves, and this works on electricity. If you will not have electricity, you cannot use this induction, and that's very, usable for those in the hotels, or those who having a small kind of business. They always use such stove for cooking. And then third one, you can see the kerosene stove. Children, in villages people use a kerosene stove to cook the food. Nowadays you will not get in Mumbai, because in Mumbai everybody use induction cooker, or some people they use LPG gas. That's very common. They are not using only, but if you go to village, still people they use a kerosene stove. Now look at the next. This is a very common, you must have seen at your villages, chula with firewood. Chula with firewood. Earlier what people used to cook food on chula, in which they put firewood, and it makes lot of smoke, and that's not good for a health. And children, for this chula, we require a wood, and so for that we have to cut our trees. And children, uh, you know cutting tree is not good. we should you should, grow more trees for a good healthy life. So cutting, it's not good idea. So chula, it's not good for a health. And the last one, solar cooker. Children, solar cooker, we can use solar cooker which works on heat, solar heat, for cooking. Okay, so these are the devices what, you know people are using for cooking. We discuss about device, we discuss about methods of cooking. Now children, let's learn about ways of eating. Okay, now look at the first one, cook food. Cook food. Food stuffs, some food must be cooked before they are eaten. Yes, children, imagine if you will not cook food and you will eat without cooking, so you will have a lot of digestion problem. Okay, so vegetables, that non-veg items, eggs, milk product, these are the things you have to cook and eat. You cannot eat without cooking. So cooking is very important. And some foods are there which you can also eat without cooking, like raw. We also call for that raw food. There are many kinds of food. which can be prepared without cooking. Now look at this fruit salad. Fruit salad, how do you make fruit salad? Just you have to bring, so many fruits, you have to wash and you have to cut the fruits. You can also eat without cooking. Then dry fruits you must have seen. See, look at the picture. And then vegetable salad, vegetable pulao, rice. We always cut so many vegetable fruit for the salad, like cucumber, then onion, carrot. These are the fruits which we eat without cooking. And then sprouted grains, these also we eat for the breakfast. So children, these are the ways of eating. Some we cook and some food we don't cook, we eat without cooking only. So these are the ways of cooking. So children, food, that is eaten both raw and cooked. Some foods we can eat by some we can eat by cooking, some without cooking, and some like both we can eat, like eggs, those cooking also, and sometimes we cook and eat. Then carrot, then uh, green peas, we can eat both way, like cook also and uncook also. So children, here what we have learned inside the kitchen today. So children, what first you have to keep your kitchen clean, neat, and everything you have to wash, and then only you have to keep in fridge. So children, here, so we have learned about ways of eating, methods of cooking, then devices of cooking. There are so many things we have learned inside the kitchen. Okay, I hope you have understood the lesson, children. Stay home, stay safe. Okay, thank you.